Hey, what's going on, guys? Archer Mark here. I'm back with another figure review. Today I have another Marvel Legends figure. This is from the Ultron Build-A-Figure. This is the movie version of Ant-Man. Great figure. I really like the way this figure turned out. It's really well done, I believe. I will give you a closer look in a moment. First, let's just show you the packaging. Real quick, very standard packaging at this point. Marvel Ant-Man logo. We have the Ant logo there. Build-A-Figure Ultron, all that go down here. Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Ant-Man, Hasbro logo. Cool artwork on the side. It's the same thing on both sides there. Ant-Man just running towards us. And we have cool look here as some of the other figures in the wave. I've already reviewed the Wasp figure, and well, we're doing Ant-Man right now. Here's a look at the completed Ultron, should you collect all 6 figures. Marvel.com and Hasbro, all that stuff. Good look at the figure himself. And same logos as before. Little mini bio. Ant-Man, using Hank Pym's proprietary technology, Scott Lang shrinks to become the half-inch superhero Ant-Man. So there's the packaging. Like I said, really good figure. I think overall is really well done. Give you a look. Great sculpting, and I love the paint scheme. The black and silver and red throughout. And the red, it's not a super bright red, but it's not a dull red. It's a little in between. I love all the sculpted details. Like you look at the way the suit looks on itself, like on the ribs and the elbow joints, stuff like that. The sculpting there is well done. I love the job they did on the belt here, all the little pouches and the belt buckle there, and you got the silver paint metal and like kind of a gun metal there, and got like the black dry brushing on there, so you get like little scuff marks and weathering, and that looks really well done. Makes it look more realistic. And then you have the helmet sculpt, which I think is really great. And again, more just like with the belt, you have all the kind of scuffing and weathering and that silver metal looking paint there. Really think it looks great. Now, some people I know don't like the fact it's not 100% movie accurate, because you see his mouth and a little bit of the nose there. But I think that adds a little character to the helmet. Gives us a little bit to know that there is a person in this costume. So I kind of like that. See, you can see the red. There are various kind of subtle shades of red, especially on the chest piece. It's hard to tell on camera, but if you have this figure in hand, you could see like around the edges it's very subtle. I don't know if you can make it out, but it's there, which is nice. Again, you got like this black kind of dry brushing around, so it's you can see a little bit of black there showing off detail, so it's not like super bright red. And just overall, just nice sculpting there. We see the arm gauntlets with that same kind of silver gunmetal and the weathering there. Really well done. And now the figure has really great articulation. Again, fairly standard at this point for Marvel Legends, which at this point is a lot better than some other figures that we get from other companies. So we'll go with the head. Head's on a nice ball joint, and you got left and right movement there. Can look down a decent amount, but not up as much. So that's my one major gripe with the articulation. I wish his head could move up a little bit more, but still pretty good. Arms are on a ball joint, so you got in and out moving up and forward and back. You have a bicep swivel here, double hinge joints at the elbows, swivels and hinge joints at the wrists, so move all around, in and out, and great movement there. We have the ab crunch, which moves down, an okay amount. I think that's pretty good, but doesn't really move back too much. We get a waist swivel, so left and right there, so pretty good movement there. The legs move in and out, so we can move them a decent amount there, and the legs move forward and back, not as much, but good movement forward. We got thigh swivel, double hinge joints at the knees, and we got hinge joints at the ankles, and we do have the ankle pivot. So overall, great articulation. Like I said, the head not being able to look up more is the one gripe I have, but that's minor. Okay, he does stand pretty well. So you just got to get the ankles and legs in position properly. And of course, on camera, he's giving me a little bit of trouble, but I don't normally have that much trouble with it. Does have some great accessories. First, you show you have the Build-A-Figure part, which I already put on my figure. He comes with the head of Ultron, so just to show you there, and hopefully you'll get a better look at this when I have the whole Ultron figure. So that's that. Then we have now, this is Ant-Man. He needs an ant, and we have one, which this looks really cool. It's mostly all black. There's no other extra paint detail except for the wings, but you can see the sculpted details, and he looks like an ant, which is good. It's really well done. A little extra paint apps would have been nice, but hey, we can't have everything. No articulation on this guy. It's just all one piece, but it really looks good. You see the wings here, kind of like a goldish color. And great sculpted detail on the wings. It would have been nice if there was some sort of kind of see-through paint apps there, so you get a little translucency, like we've seen on some other things, like the Wasp figure had those great wings where you could have that translucency. You can kind of see through. This is kind of more of a solid paint job, which it would have been nice to have something a little different, but it still looks good. So there's the ant, and then you have the little teeny tiny Ant-Man, which it's nicely sculpted and painted. Obviously you don't get as much detail as you will on a much bigger figure, but it looks really good. Again, obviously no articulation in this. It's just a little very mini figure, and he can ride the ant though. So you just place him right above the head, and you see it. And I think that looks really cool. Look really neat displayed, maybe on a wire or some sort of display base or something like that. And that looks really good. The way they molded him just perfectly, so it looks like he's hanging on there. And then of course, what's Ant-Man without the villain? In this case, Yellow Jacket. Again, this little mini figure, but great detail, and the paint job's the yellow, and on sculpting on the helmet, and these little pieces here. It's really well done for such a small, tiny little figure. It looks really well. Again, obviously no articulation. I wouldn't expect that. These little pieces here, they're flexible. They're not too rigid, but not too gummy. They're kind of the right balance of consistency, I think. So great accessories there, and just kind of, I think they look really good, positioned next to each other. So that really gives just like an overall look to this whole figure. I think Hasbro did a great job with this, the sculpting and the paint work, and just the accessory. Got some great accessories there, which really just add to the overall presentation of this figure. Really gives us the bang for our buck, which is always great. So there you go, Marvel Legends movie Ant-Man. I think it's a great figure. certainly pick them up. Of all the figures in this wave, if you're only going to get one, this would be the figure I would get. I think it's just so really well done. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this review. And as usual, like, comment, favorite, share, all that stuff. And until my next video, stay tuned and have a good day.